Hello and welcome again and welcome back. And we have the poem Death Be Not Proud for class 12th. Shorty सी poem but very effective. So stay with me beta, not such a long poem. Before that, please, if you haven't yet, please download and install the app so that you can get access to all the free material that we have. Obviously the PDFs that we're using, the PPTs that we're using in these sessions will be all yours for free. Anyway. ये फोटो इनकी नहीं, बाय द वे गलती से हो गया है ऐसा, क्योंकि डेट देखो 1572 to 1631. Obviously this gentleman is not the one. John Donne was one of the greatest English poets of the Renaissance and the leading figure of the metaphysical school of poetry. अब यार metaphysical school of poetry तो काफी complicated मामला है इनका, but फिर भी we'll try to break down the poem and simplify it. He was not only a poet but also a scholar, lawyer, soldier, and later a respected priest in the Church of England. एक ही जन्म में बहुत कुछ कर लिया इन्होंने, हमसे एक ना हो पा रहा है, ठीक है. He was a scholar, lawyer, soldier, and later a respected priest in the Church of England. His poems are known for their intellectual depth, emotional intensity, and philosophical ideas. Donne's poetry explores themes such as love, death, religion, and spirituality. He's famous for his use of conceits, extended and unusual comparisons. Conceits यहाँ पे जो use हुआ है वो extended comparison है and unusual है. Paradoxes, self-contradictory statements, irony, and vivid imagery. But you may use all these terms when you are writing down your answers for exams. Use of conceits, paradoxes, irony, and vivid imagery, which make his poems both thought-provoking and unique. तो सोचने पे मजबूर करती है और यूनिक होती हैं. Some of his most celebrated works include the canonization, valediction, forbidding, mourning, the good morrow, the flea, and the holy sonnet death. Be not proud. Sonnet. If you remember, we had a Shakespeare sonnet earlier, and now we have this. Okay, theme. The central theme of Death, Be Not Proud, is that death is not all powerful. मौत अंत है नहीं तो मौत से भी क्यों डरें, जाके आसमान में दहाड़ दो. I hope you have heard this one. आरंभ है प्रचंड बोले मस्तकों के झुंड. Anyway, कहाँ से कहाँ गए? Death is not all powerful or frightening. John Donne challenges the common belief that death is mighty by presenting it as weak and powerless. John कहता है, look यार, दुनिया कहती है कि मौत सबसे ज़्यादा पावरफुल है, मैं कहता हूँ death is weak. So he's challenging that idea of death being all powerful. According to the poet, death can only affect the human body while the soul remains immortal. Therefore, death should not be feared. मैंने कहा ना, इसे हमारे पोएट ने लिखा कि मौत अंत है नहीं तो मौत से भी क्यों डरें. हाँ, as it is merely a temporary state of leading to eternal life. Another important theme is the Christian belief in the immortality of the soul and life after death. Donne compares death to a peaceful sleep from which people awaken into eternal life. Through the poem's famous paradox, death, thou shalt die. Death, you will die. मौत को मार देंगे. Yes, he conveys that death itself will eventually lose its power. The poem encourages readers to place their faith in God's eternal promise rather than fear physical death. तो ये है हमारी theme of the poem. Okay, let's start. That's it. इतनी सी है बस. ठीक, तो धैर्य बनाए रखें और शांति तो जरूर बनाए रखें. Death, 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 be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. बेटा बहुत पुराने राइटर हैं तो उस समय की इंग्लिश थोड़ी अलग हुआ करती थी. We'll try to simplify. Death, be not proud. Death, इतना घमंड मत कर. Though some have called thee mighty and dreadful. हालांकि कुछ लोगों ने तुमको mighty और dreadful, fearsome बोला है. For thou art not so, but you are not so. You are not all powerful. You are not fearsome. I am not scared. For those whom thou thinkst thou dost overthrow, die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. For those whom you think you can overthrow, you can destroy, you can overpower, you can conquer. Die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. Or not yet, you cannot yet kill me. So death, don't be proud. Some people will say that you are all powerful, but you are not. You may have conquered some, but you are not going to conquer me. Not yet. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow. And soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and souls delivery. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure. यार रेस्ट एंड स्लीप से भी हमको आराम मिल जाता है, तो probably they are more powerful than you. Much pleasure, then from you much more must flow, and soonest our best men with you do go. And yes, I do agree that the best of our men do go with you. People die, right? Yes, so they do go with you. Rest of their bones and souls delivery. For what? For rest of the body, relaxation of the body, and their soul is delivered to God. So ultimately तो बंदा free हो गया ना. So why do I agree with anybody else that you are so powerful? Maybe you are just a vehicle for us to attain eternal peace and be with God. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and those with poison, war, and sickness dwell, and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well. And better than your stroke, why swells thou then? One short sleep past we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. You are slave to fate and chance and kings and desperate men, the criminals maybe. When these people act, when fate acts, when destiny acts, when there is a chance, when kings kill, when desperate people murder, that is when you get this power. You have no power of your own. And thus with poison, war and sickness dwell. And तुम्हारी तो खुद की जो life है वो क्या है? What are you? You are surrounded by sickness and poison and war. This is the kind of environment, the atmosphere, the surroundings that you have. You are powerful. My foot. And poppy or charms can make us sleep as well. And जो तुमको घमंड है कि तुम हमें सुला दोगी, poppy, opium, and the charms, the magic, the hypnotization can do the same very well, yes. And better than thy stroke, or tumse behtar. Why swells thou then? Why swells? फिर इतना क्यों फूले हुए हो? Why are you so proud? What are you so proud of? Why are you so arrogant? You have no power. It's all a matter of chance and kings and murderers. You can't even decide on your own what to do. One short sleep past we wake eternally. And death को ना हमारा पोएट बोल रहा है छोटी सी एक नींद मार के ना फिर हम बिल्कुल relax free हो जाते हैं. Once a person is dead, the body is gone, but the soul is released. Which means now that soul is beyond the powers of death. It perhaps never was within the powers of death. So alive or dead, the soul is free. You can't conquer my soul. And death shall be no more. And once I am awake eternally, where I can't go to sleep again, you can't make me sleep again, and death shall be no more. There will be no more death. Death thou shalt die. Which means what? When my soul is eternally free, I can't die. Which means what? The death dies. It can't come again. Paradox पे paradox. Boss, what a thinking. Back then, यार बड़ा फुर्सत था इन लोगों के पास ये सोच पाने का. But the theme is that the poet says that death, you are not as powerful as you think or as the world thinks you are. Control में रहने का. Great poem. Don Don's Death Be Not Proud is a remarkable metaphysical sonnet, 14 lines if you remember, that presents a bold and philosophical view of death. Instead of treating death as something fearful, the poet personifies it. वो सीधे बात कर रहा है, death, not be proud. personifies it and directly challenges its pride and power using logical arguments, vivid imagery. क्या क्या use किया? Logical arguments, vivid imagery, irony and paradox. Donne proves that death is only a temporary state and cannot destroy the immortal human soul. The poem beautifully reflects the Christian belief in eternal life after death. Its famous concluding paradox, death thou shalt die. Beta ye line yaad kar lena, likh ke aa jana exam please. Leaves a lasting impact by suggesting that death itself will one day cease to exist. The poem's persuasive tone, you got some certain words, persuasive tone, intellectual depth, and artistic use of literary devices make it one of the finest examples of metaphysical poetry, and a timeless meditation on faith, mortality, and immortality. Every single slide gives you a lot of content to write in your answers. So please, please, please be very attentive. And you can get it all for free. उसके पहले please जितने भी associated words हैं, रट्टा मारने का बॉस, रिवाइज करने का, डाउनलोड करने का, इंस्टॉल करने का, ये PDF वहीं मिल जाएगा कहाँ पे? In the folder named Free Material. And thanks for being with me, and thanks for being with me. I mean, just being with me, please. Chaliye. Thank you. I had no words actually, so I'll wrap it up. Thanks, beta. Bye-bye.